You might think the most dangerous thing in your pantry is like raw chicken or something, but the FDA actually just upgraded a massive recall on potato chips. We were talking over 650,000 bags of Zaps and Dirty Brand chips across 35 states.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they upgraded it to their highest, most lethal threat level.
I mean, a class I recall for a dry snack food is incredibly rare.
Right. So today's deep dive relies on FDA alerts, news reports, and grocery recall lists to uncover how a seemingly harmless snack became a severe health hazard. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, the agency is stating there is a reasonable probability that exposure to these chips could lead to serious adverse health consequences or even death.
Death from a potato chip.
Exactly. And that is all due to salmonella.
Jeez.
Yeah, we usually associate salmonella with, undercooked meat or raw eggs. It causes sudden fever, nausea, intense abdominal pain.
Which sounds awful on its own.
It really is. And while a healthy adult might endure a few miserable days, this bacteria poses a severe, sometimes fatal risk to vulnerable populations like infants and older adults.
I am genuinely stuck on the mechanics here, though. I mean, these are potato chips. They are sliced and fried in literally boiling oil.
Right, they get totally blasted.
It is a massive high-heat process. If bacteria is in there, it gets obliterated. Expecting salmonella to survive that is like expecting to get wet in the rain when you haven't even left the house yet.
What's fascinating here is the bypass mechanism. The salmonella never actually went near the fryer.
Wait, so if it didn't survive the fryer, the contamination had to happen after the chips cooled down?
Yeah,
Which means we're looking at the seasoning?
you nailed it. It was in a dry milk powder used to make the seasoning blends for flavors like Bayou Blackened Ranch.
Oh man, not the ranch.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That seasoning is dusted on after the chips are cooked. The manufacturer, Utz, sourced this milk powder via a third-party supplier,
Okay.
and that supplier originally got it from California Dairies, Inc.
That's like wearing a fireproof suit only to take it off right before someone hands you a lit match.
That is a perfectly terrifying way to put it, yeah.
I mean, the high-heat cooking process is rendered completely useless if you just sprinkle live bacteria on the finished product. But how does a bacteria like Salmonella even survive in a dry powder?
Well, salmonella is incredibly resilient. It actually thrives in low-moisture environments by entering a sort of dormant state.
Like hibernation?
Pretty much, yeah. It can survive in dry milk powder for months, just waiting to be rehydrated in the human gut. And when it gets there, it wakes up and starts multiplying rapidly.
That is terrifying. And because dairy powder is used as a cheap binding agent and flavor carrier across the food industry, this isn't just a potato chip problem, is it?
Not at all.
Looking at these recall lists, this exact ingredient quietly infiltrated so many things. We're talking Blackstone Parmesan Ranch seasoning, Fisher Tex-Mex trail mix, frozen pizzas at Aldi and Walmart, and even pedigree wet dog food.
Yeah, this really exposes the hidden vulnerabilities of modern food production. One contaminated base ingredient from a single supplier can just fan out to dozens of completely unrelated facilities.
It is wild to think about.
You could be shopping at Kroger, picking up a frozen pizza for yourself and a can of wet food for your dog, and unknowingly bringing home the exact same contaminated milk powder in both products.
Thankfully, no illnesses have been reported yet in connection to the chips. But food contaminated with salmonella doesn't look or smell spoiled at all.
No, it really doesn't.
So you absolutely cannot rely on a sniff test to protect you.
Right, catching this before it makes you sick requires active vigilance. You need to physically check your pantry shelves against current grocery recall alerts.
And just throw out any matching products.
Exactly. Throw them away immediately.
Which leaves a rather terrifying question for you to consider. If a single batch of dry milk powder can invisibly travel from a California dairy to 35 states, contaminating everything from gourmet pita chips to dog food before a single alarm goes off, are the FDA's current factory inspection protocols fundamentally broken?